Hey everyone, and welcome to today's journaling video. I hope that you are well. I hope that you found this video in good spirits and are ready to relax and unwind and journal with me. Today I'm working in my passport size and my standard size traveler's notebook. This is my weekly insert. And this is an insert that I use. I have primarily, I guess I have always done it in a standard size insert, but this year I decided to downsize everything and go small. I've been using A5 for a couple of years now, and I really loved A5, but my journaling style and needs have changed, and I just want to change what I'm doing, try to do different sizes. I just want to keep things interesting for myself, and I can sort of feel my style evolving and changing, and with that I want to sort of just change the sizing. So I have changed this weekly insert to this passport size, which means that I lose all of that decorating space on the right hand side that I normally would have to put any pieces of ephemera or stamps or stickers or business cards that I would acquire during that particular week. I'm having to get a little bit more creative with where I put those things and how much I'm keeping. But in order to remedy that, I guess you could say, I have changed my A5 personal journal, which is just where I put like the more in-depth journaling. It's nothing like heavy or anything like that. There's just sort of the in-depth version of what goes in this insert right here. This is just like bullet points, and then my personal journal is where I go more into depth of what those bullet points mean. And I have sort of changed that. I am no longer doing that style. I'm just changing a lot of things. Anyway, so I've decided to use one of my sea salted paper inserts. I have quite a few. I think I have 5 or 6 of them now, and have been buying them for the past couple of years from my dear friend Valerie, and I just wasn't using standard size, and her inserts are thick. Like there's a lot of paper, and I just never needed like a travel journal with that amount of paper in it. So I've just been saving them. Well, I've decided this year to sort of make a junk journal, I guess, of sorts. Right now, it doesn't feel very junk journal-y. There's not a lot of texture or interest. It's just sort of decorating the page as I normally would, but I feel as though once we get going, that will evolve more. I'll start adding more things in. There will be a lot more tip-ins. There will be more interest to it. It's going to be more tactile. But I hope that it gets interesting. I hope that you guys are into that. Like I said, my journaling style is really changing. I've never really been into junk journaling in the traditional sense, I guess, where people transform old books and they're really chunky and thick. Like, I just don't work well with that. I like really streamlined, thin journals. And I don't know, I feel like I can get that same effect without having to go so big. So I'm going to attempt it in my standard size insert from Sea Salted Paper. I will be documenting that journey here as I always have. And I hope that you will join me for the ride. I must say it because YouTube has really struggled with creators lately. But if you are watching this video right now and you are not currently subscribed to this channel and you like these kinds of videos and you're liking what you're seeing so far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button just so that you don't miss any future content and that we can grow together as a community. I really love interacting with my YouTube community over here, and I hope that you will like what you see here. Yeah, do the notification bell too, because even if you are subscribed, a lot of times my videos just are not popping up into people's feeds, and it's really sucked last year because so many of my subscribers thought I just like left YouTube, but they just weren't being notified that my videos were there. And I did a lot of recording last year, even though I wanted to kind of step back. I just love YouTube. I love filming and I love connecting here, so what can I say? It's a curse. Anyway, so this is the insert that I'm working in. Like I said, it's from Sea Salted Paper. I'll leave her information down below. She doesn't do them like she used to, but I have seen a couple pop up onto her Instagram here and there this year so far. And they are mixed with all kinds of amazing vintage papers. I'm talking like onion skin, ledgers, invoice paper, receipt paper, bond paper, like just the most delicious collection of old paper that you can find. I kind of pride myself on having a decent selection of old and vintage paper, but I cannot come close to what Valerie has acquired, and her style and taste is just like perfection. And I love the inserts that she is making. Like I said, they're very thick. There's lots and lots of paper in here. I'm going to be using this insert for months and months, and it's going to be really fun to see it evolve and grow. But the stuff that I'm using today is actually a lot of stationery that I bought last year and even probably the year before. I made a stationery capsule box last year, and at some point, I guess it got buried under stuff, and then it got moved, and then I never got to it anymore. I was starting to get a lot of stationery boxes that I was using to decorate my journals with. I was getting a lot of stuff from my pen pals, so I just didn't need to really grab from this anymore because I just had a constant stream of new and interesting things on my desk. But I pulled it out and I fell in love with all of these things again, and I can't leave it alone now. I know all of these things are probably several years old, but I just have reconnected with them all and I fell in love with them again. And once I pulled things out and started just going for it, it was really interesting how these things sort of went together from several different makers and creators and styles, and I just really loved it, and it had that junk journal-y feel. It doesn't feel like it probably in this video because I kept it very safe while I was recording, but after the fact, and even last night, I have been continuing to add things to it, and you guys will see all of these pages through my flip throughs or my journal with me videos like this one. You guys are never going to miss a peek into that. You'll always see all of my pages. But it has really been fun. Like even last night I was adding like stamping to these very same pages. I was just adding more to them. And it just goes to show that you just don't need new, exciting things all the time. You don't need a lot. You can work with what you have, and that's exactly what I've done. I don't know why, but I really felt intimidated by going back into that standard size, so I go back into the passport size. I don't know what happened, but I just felt like I needed to come back to it, and I went into the month of May because I found this sticker and it says May, and just randomly went to decorate this particular layout. I don't know. I have no rhyme or reason with these things. But yeah, I hope that you guys will join me for the ride. I would love to hear about what you guys are doing with your journals this year, what you want to use your journals for. I have even started a depth journaling. I have started a depth journal where at the end of a really hard day or a really great day, or just journal or a day that needs to be journaled and written about but doesn't need to necessarily be shared. I'm using one of my onion skin journals for that. It sits by my bed and there's no decorating in it whatsoever, but the paper is just super delicious. And I'm using it to write about things that I need to sort of release, whether it be really beautiful moments, whether it be really difficult moments, just like I'm writing letters to myself. If you are a pen pal of mine, you know that my letters can get really deep sometimes, and that's basically what I'm using that particular journal for. So I'm all over the place with changing how I am documenting my life right now and my children's lives, and it's really interesting and it's really fun. And I'm staring at my hardcover onion skin journal, which I used yesterday to swatch out some new ink that I got, which is really fun. And I'm using supplies that I normally wouldn't, like these new, they're not new, but they're from a maker called Peon, and Windry is the girl sticker on the right. I love these girl stickers, but I've just always been intimidated to use them. I'm not intimidated anymore. I'm using it. I love these things. But I guess I just felt like I had to be vintage with everything I was doing, and I'm moving away from that. I'm still using my vintage stuff. I'm still having that vintage style, but I really love these new creators and I love using their things. And so here I am. I'm using them. That's pretty much it for me today. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, like always, please feel free to leave them down below. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye.